Hey there YouTube, my name is Brad. Welcome back to the shop today. Today on the hoist we have a 2017 Road King Electra Glide police bike. It doesn't have that many miles on it. I want to say it has 10,000 miles on it, but it's in pretty good shape. We're going to be doing an exhaust system on it and an air cleaner, so let me take you around and show you what we got. We have a Vance Hines Pro pipe. I believe it's black. And then an R&S Big Sucker air cleaner kit. So we're going to be unboxing this. We're going to be taking the stock exhaust system off. So I'm going to get the bags off. And then I like to leave as many heat shields on as possible so it's, you're doing the least amount of work. We're going to put a front fender cover on, protect the front fender, get that stuff off. And then we're going to unbox the Pro pipe, take a look at that, make sure everything's in good condition with the finish and the heat shields and all of that, and do the air cleaner kit. So I'm going to put you in the stand and let's get going. I'll speed it up, but here we go. What I like to do, I like to go through and clean out the O2 sensor bungs because there's always a bunch of crap in it, because they make the pipe and then they go back and chrome it later. So there's always like residual crap in there. So this is a special size tap. It's 18 by 1.5. I don't know if you can see, but that's just from going through this front hole. And the front hole was better than the back one. The back one, I don't know if you can see like all that metal stuff on there, but it's so much easier doing it now while the pipe is like not on the motorcycle. So I go through, we already did that. We cleaned out the bungs. We got all of our hardware laid out. Because sometimes with some exhaust systems, they come with just like the very next size clamp. So there's like 3 different clamps, but they're all about the same size. So I like to lay them out like this. And it's getting to be about that time, so I'm gonna sit down and eat some macaroni and cheese, Kraft macaroni and cheese, and read the directions and just go over this, because I'm assuming this is going to be the center exhaust mount, because that would make sense. And I'm sure that there's one for 1 year and one for another year, and I just want to make sure that I start out putting the right stuff on the motorcycle. So I'll read those directions, take that little break, and we'll come back. So now that we're back from lunch and the pipe is all ready to go on, we have the flanges on, the O2 sensors cleaned out, our hardware organized. The instructions said to use this bracket, the narrow one, which makes sense because it has the 6-speed on it, so it's a little bit wider. We have new exhaust gaskets to push in. The only thing left that we have to do on the bike is originally the screws that come in from the back to support this footboard. Sometimes water gets in there and the screws rust up. So before we took the pipe off, we sprayed a little WD-40 in there to hopefully help loosen it up. But we're going to need to pull these pieces off eventually to put a couple spacers in between. So I'm just going to sit here and kind of work those back and forth and see if I can break them loose, because I'd much rather do it now rather than have the pipe on and then be fiddling around with it. So I'm going to start messing around with that. We'll put the pipe on. I like to leave the heat shields off of it till after I tune the motorcycle, because sometimes the heat shields, like where they overlap or butt into each other, they have a tendency to kind of like chatter a little bit, and then sometimes on the black exhaust system it can not look that great. So I'm just going to toss the pipe on here with no heat shields and then do the air cleaner kit. We'll tune it, bring it back and put the heat shields on it and button it up. But let's get started on that and keep on going. Just about to pull out the oxyacetylene torch and heat that thing up. I had tried everything. I was tapping on it, penetrating oil, twisting, praying. This police bike has a oil cooler in the back or up front, so you can't get like a full bit through, but obviously since it was so rusted, a ball Allen wouldn't do. So then I have a set of adapters. Let me show you them. They're from Matco. But it's this kit here, and it uses like different size bits fit in each tool, and then you can use it with a wrench. So that was the game plan. This is probably pretty ghetto, but this is the bit that fits in there. And then this is the little adapter so that it fits in a socket or a wrench. So I had it in there, but it was so rusted that I was twisting it, and then the bracket was, even though like at first I was holding it out here, but then at the very end I was holding it right here, and she's got a bit of a torque bend to it, but I couldn't get enough leverage on just using the wrench itself. So I went old school style on it, and then used the wrench on the wrench trick to gain the leverage on it. I don't recommend it. That was pretty ghetto, but sometimes you got to do what works. So I'm going to take this thing over to the vise and have the soft jaws in it and see if I can straighten it back out. If not, I know that these things are really inexpensive, so that's where like once it started twisting, I wasn't super concerned about it because I was just about to get it glowing red with the oxyacetylene torch to break that rust loose. But we did good. We got it off. I'm just going to go see if I can straighten it out and save it. If not, then we'll order another one. But let's straighten this thing back out and keep on going. Alright, well, it didn't come out perfectly. It's still like a little cocked like that, but it's going to work good enough for us to get the pipe on and tune it while the new one comes in. I just ordered it. But till then, with this side and the rear one, I'm going to go through with a tap and clean all that rust out so that it doesn't like seize up on us in the meantime. So let's go get cleaning that thing out, also the rear one, and put the pipe on finally. Alright, I'm still not over that bolt being rusted up in there. That was such a pain in the butt. See if you can see like all that like rust debris. But what a pain in the butt. People always go, oh, you know, why do you want 2 hours to put an exhaust system on? And man, because it can be a real pain in the butt. But look at how nice our new screw goes in there. Now that we have all the threads cleaned out. She's looking good. Looking real good. Same with this little piece of crap too. Even though we aren't going to be using it. I don't like leaving my leg like hanging off the side of the bike while I'm tuning it. Just because, you know, like I don't want my pants or anything to burn on the exhaust system, so it just makes sense to go through and clean it up real quick. But let's get going back on the motorcycle. that finishes us up for today. We got the exhaust system on and the air cleaner. I'm going to go tune it and then bring it back and put the heat shields on it. So this is the end of part 1. Part 2 will be the dyno results of it and the test ride and putting the heat shields on and getting the final look on it. So here we go. Let's start it up and get it out of here. Get the next project coming in. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.